All right, so now inside of Microsoft Visual Studio Code, what we're going to do is start typing up the document. The first thing we need to do is this. Obviously, it's an HTML document because that's the file type. But just like other software and other things, there's different versions of HTML. Okay. In our case, we need to let the browser know, because the browser is the one that's going to read this document that we're making. We need to let it know that it's HTML5. So to do that, we put a little thing on the top that says this is HTML5. So it's this exclamation point, DOCTYPE, doc type, HTML, like that, okay? And that says that is HTML5. I know it doesn't say 5 anywhere. If you actually look at previous versions, like HTML4 and earlier, it's like a big long, it's like multiple like lines, like it's 2 lines of code. It's like super. So as much as it's dumb that it doesn't say HTML5 specifically, it's still better than it was. All right, so that says, yes, this is HTML5. So when you read this code, read it as HTML5. The next thing we need to do is actually tell it when to start reading it as HTML and when to stop reading it as HTML, okay? So you will notice that there's 2 types of tags. There are ones that have an opening and closing, and that's the typical one. And then there's also the ones that are what we call open elements, okay? So this is going to be one with an opening and closing. So we're going to say HTML, so it's the greater than, less than, whatever, you know, the 2 things there. And it will automatically write the second one. And then I'm just going to hit enter, enter, enter. So you'll see I have this HTML and this one. Notice that the closing tag has a forward slash in it and then the word. Otherwise, it's exactly the same as the opening, okay? So what this does is it tells the browser, start reading this HTML here, and then when you get to here, it's no longer HTML. Now, again, you might be like, well, that's dumb because obviously HTML says HTML up there. One of the things that happens when you write the web documents, the HTML documents, or just websites in general, is that it's actually many technologies built on top of each other. So HTML is just one part of the puzzle. So that's primarily what we're going to be working in, but it's only one piece. So most of the stuff is actually relatively simple. It's just all of them interacting with each other that's actually the more complicated part. Anyway, this is the most bare bones, you know, that's going to be in all of them that you're going to see every time. It's going to look something like this. That is good for that. Go ahead and then save that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit Control S or Command S if you're on a Mac, and just do File, Save. Okay, either way.